bowling fans. This week in the Draft League, Week 13. Good to be back. 2 long weeks away from Week 14. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Thousands of viewers home. Week 14. I had the numbers wrong. And it's been 2 long weeks since I've been in the vicinity of today's greatest athletes. Many of them are around us right now, and it's a pleasure. The reason why we were off last week is a simple one. We planned on doing a quick show, and we got tied up in the war room. Joe, myself, Kenny, Matt, and Tony the Hound Dog Everts were all, we'll do a show. But when we got here, there was piles and piles of paperwork and numbers and strategies and binders and graphs. Nobody wanted to do a show because we were too busy working on our draft picks. And I had the 23rd pick in this draft. And with the 23rd pick, I did not take that man. I took Mike Marchese Sr., and guess what? I'm very happy about that pick. I also had the 30th pick after the readjustment, and I went Marchese 1 and number 2, Gary Ricci to complete my team. And you know what? Feeling real good about that team. Joe, when you come in, you're going to tell us who you picked. And then I'm going to ask you and you who you picked. But before that, it's Christmas time. Right in the middle, the heart of the Christmas season. And I want to remind all of you at home, we have very special gifts that you can get your loved ones. We have the DVD box set of all the episodes of This Week in the Draft League. If you want to go back and see all the stars in our league, the greatest athletes on Staten Island and the East Coast. There's special bonus footage on those DVDs of Matt Koplowitz training, medicine ball workouts, and plyometrics. How does he get ready for this season? Matt Kopp, it's going to be on the DVD. You'll never see it anywhere else but the DVD set. Every purchase, you get a free Brooklyn Zone, Staten Island Zone t-shirt with every purchase. We have 2 stellar guests tonight. One of them is a cross between George the Animal Steel and Rob Halford from Judas Priest. The next one is my good buddy. I can't tell you his name, but he's one of the top lefties in the house. But before we get there, we have a couple of introductions. That was for you, by the way. That was for you. Camera number 1. Tony, the Hound Dog Evers just walked in. Hello, buddy.
Hello, everyone out there.
Camera number 1. We have none other than the legend himself, Matt Koplowitz. Camera number 2. The girls love this man. Gets better looking every week. He's the heartthrob of Country Lanes. Nobody knew this until this show began. Mr. Gorgeous, Ken Soto. The girls love him. That's right. See, they look shocked. Don't be shocked. And to my left, Brooklyn Zone, Staten Island Zone, Joe Calandrillo, the one, the only. Joe, welcome back, Joe.
Joe, wow. You know what? This is why Joe does the openings. Joe does the off-the-cuff stuff, and I come in and try to be serious. The key is try to be, but we have a lot of fun with this. Joe, that might be our best intro opening that we've ever done in our close to year and a half going on with this. But touching on last week, we did want to do a quick show live in the war room, but we were all tied up in our draft strategies. Joe went over his picks. I'll give you my picks quickly. I took Scott Porto with my first pick. I don't remember what number I picked at. I was somewhere in like the middle. I'm like a middle B. So I took Scott. And on the way back, I took the Hall of Famer, the legend, an original mopper from 1989 when I started bowling here on Sunday mornings, Rob Vinci, a friend of mine from way back in the day. A lot of people were like, who's this guy on the board at 220? Everybody was like, shh, if you don't know him, let him go. And the veteran guys picked him, so I jumped all over my boy Rob Vinci. He's on the team, me, him, and Scott Porto. So anyway, going to bring our 2 guests in tonight. Joe gave them very nice intros. Ira Levy, Steve Demaria. Come on in, guys. Come on in, guys. Steve, welcome. Ira, you could be on this side. Ira going this. Steve over here. Steve over here. Ira, hello.
How you doing?
What's up? Listen, I just want to say it took a while for us to convince these guys to come on to the show. I think Ira was a little more agreeable. He, at first he was like, I don't know. Then he said, yeah. Steve, we had to chisel him down. It was like breaking down the wall of China to get him to come on. But not only that, we got him here on time. And his teammates appreciate that very much tonight, that he's here on time. Marco, remember, we got him here on time. Anyway, so guys, I'm going to ask you a couple of quick questions, maybe some of the same. Give you a couple of seconds each to give you some answers, okay? Ira, who was it that got you into this wonderful game, the wonderful sport of bowling? Who was it, and where did you get your beginnings?
My stepdad, when I was 12 years old.
Okay.
And I started bowling at Rainbow Lanes in Brooklyn and with Mark Roth.
Wow.
I remember when I was a kid, and he was very influential on my, my bowling. And I started, my first league was with the Knights and Pythias.
Okay. Wow. Another Brooklyn guy, Rainbow Lanes here. Ira. Steve, same question for you. Who and where?
I started at a small alley in East New York, Hale Lanes.
Wow. Wow.
And I was about 12. Okay. And for all of you guys, I just want to let you know, I used to go head to head when I was 16 years old with one of your great old legends. He lives, I believe, in Nevada now, Bobby Simonelli.
Oh, yeah, sure, we know. Bobby was also very popular back at Rainbow Lanes, back at Maple Lanes. Another Brooklyn guy, two Brooklyn guys, three Brooklyn guys right here.
He would know by my moniker back then as a kid called Lefty. Anyway, me...
That's very original, Lefty.
Me, him, and a whole bunch of other young guys used to bowl pot games for money in Hale Lanes, and it was an event, to say the least.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, any place in East New York that you're going to bowl, you probably had to go through there with a Sherman tank half the time. But anyway, Steve is still here after his performances at Hale Lanes. Okay, so now, Ira, when you came out here now, what was the first league you started in out here, and did you ever bowl at any of the other centers out here on Staten Island?
No, this was the first bowling center I started bowling with after, matter of fact, I stopped bowling for over 20 years.
Really?
Yeah, because
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I stopped bowling for over 20 years because of my job I got with Transit, and then after 20 years, I wanted to get back into bowling, and my first league was Tuesday with Jim Endoscopia and
Big E, Jim Episcopia.
and I started, believe it or not, I had like after 20 years, I started out with like a 179 average, and just
now you've become a much better
getting up. Yes.
Yeah, good. Well, good. Steve, did you ever bowl bowling on the green, the show place?
Yes. When I first moved here, I hadn't bowled for 2 years. The last house I bowled in was Cross Bay Lanes.
Okay. Queens.
That was in 18.
Okay.
Moved out to Staten Island, hadn't bowled in 3-4 years. So my cousin, maybe you know him, Vinny Durante,
I know it.
got me to bowl in Summer League. Okay. And that's how I got back to bowling. Then I was bowling on, off until finally I got older. For the last 13 years in a row, I have bowled pretty much in this house, show place. I've also bowled practicing on Bowling in the Green, Sunset Lanes, the Lyceum down on...
So you basically covered a lot of the centers out here. Okay. Lefty, folks. This was Lefty. Very original.
Practice. No leagues. Just practice.
I'm going to ask my last question to you guys now before I bring Joe B back in. Now, Ira, truth, when I heard last year or the year before, I got to get my bearings right, you purchased the bowling sleeve that goes on the arm. Yeah. Is it true that one night you came and put it on your left arm?
Yes, I did.
Can I ask why?
Yeah, because I usually wear it if I get pain on my shoulder.
Okay.
It usually helps me with the pain, so I just put it where my pain is.
So you didn't necessarily do it for the bowling. You did it for pain, arthritis, whatever.
Yes.
Very, very honest answer, because people wanted to know. They were in the know. So, Steve, question for you is, now that you have your new teammates in this third, no offense against your former teammates from the first third, but are you hoping to finish a little higher in this third?
Well,
because you guys were so low, you were behind us, and we were pretty bad.
First of all, I can't knock anybody on my team because I bowled horrible, and I'm hoping to break out of it.
Present company included.
Am I hopeful that we could do better than last or next to last? I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too.
But just to let you know, last week I didn't do so good either.
That's okay. We got a long way to go. We got a long way to go. You guys had listen.
Happy with the guys that I'm bowling with.
Well, as you were your first third too, with Tony and Mike Pellegrino, and you guys. Listen, we had a bad third too, so shit happens. Giuseppe, come on in, finish up the Q&A. Thank you, fellas. I appreciate it.
I thought we were being invaded by Sherman tanks. My two favorite universities, by the way, Electoral College and Mike King University.
That's right, Mike King University.
Hopefully 2 of them in the Final Four this year. All right, real quick, some bullet questions for these two. Ira, first job. Do you have a job?
Yes, my first job I had was the Hong Kong Shanghai Bank. I was letter
Hong Kong Gardens.
Shanghai Bank.
I could set my watch to that.
I was letter of credit.
How about you, Steve?
I believe I was managing Hale Lanes. No, no.
Lefty, Mr. Original.
My first job was working, believe it or not, in American Express as a summer job, 16 years old. Got some good office experience.
All right, how about your first car then?
First car.
Not the one you bought.
Yeah, I bought when I was 18 a Firebird Formula 400.
Nice. Ira.
1976 Dodge Aspen my grandfather gave me.
Very nice. How about this? There's got to be something on TV that when it's on, you can't take it off. You might have seen the movie 20 times. What is it?
Goodfellas.
Good one.
My favorite movie? I like.
Doesn't have to be a favorite movie. Something that's on TV that you can't take off. Bowling.
No, not. I watch comedy stuff.
Comedy stuff, ladies and gentlemen. The bowling community needs to know this stuff. Are we in favor of the Cano trade or not? And don't get into you want to deal like Jason Vargas for Mike Trout because they need a lefty. Cano, yes or no?
We don't need another 36-year-old player. No.
Down on the deal. Do you care?
Not really. We've gone there already. Yankees had him. The Mets want him. God bless him.
Where are we going next, Ira? Mets.
Nowhere.
Come on, stop. Let's go. Riamuto.
I would love to see Riamuto. We definitely need a catcher. We need some bullpen help. We definitely need an outfielder until Cespedes comes back, if he comes back. And I think we need a big bat in the lineup. We definitely need a big bat. That's our main goal. Big bat in the lineup.
Ira. That was pretty good. Ira, very good. Rob Halford lookalike, baby. Breaking the law. Steve, predict. Go ahead.
I can't believe he just said that.
What?
You talk to him off the cup. The Mets are going to the World Series.
No, he's not. He's a realist. I've spoken to him. Sometimes his deals are off the wall, but tonight you made tons of sense.
I personally think that they're not going to go anywhere unless Will Pond sells the team or he dies, whichever comes.
How could you make somebody sell their business? Ira.
No fans in the stands.
Can I make you sell your business?
I don't have no business.
I can't, so we're stuck with them. That's how it is. But it's this portion of the show. Great job, guys. Lowe's Bowler of the Week. We're back on. Do I have the envelope? Yes, I do. I do. Hold, Joe, hold this.
I got the mic, no problem. Joe's going to get the Lowe's Bowler of the Week, folks, because do we have 2 weeks' worth or we just got one? Just got one. Just got one. Okay.
We just have one for other reasons I'd rather not bring up. Okay, Joseph?
Stop it, Joe. That's right. Sorry, Joe.
Lowe's Bowler of the Week, Kathy Guarneri. Congratulations, Kathy. You could find some home goods, something in the house. You will be happy. Congratulations, and I hope you have a sense of humor. I think you do. Until next week, we will be, I don't know who we're having, but whoever it is, I don't know if they could be as good as Ira tonight.
Mitch Weinberg.
Mitch Weinberg, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go, Joe.
Folks, we're going to come to you next week with hopefully Mitch Weinberg, a Hall of Famer, another Hall of Famer. We have some new bowlers come into the league in this current third. We're going to have some new guests, some of these new bowlers, some Hall of Famers, some future Hall of Famers. Be on the lookout for us. After next week, we got a 2-week break for Christmas and New Year's, so we're going to be off the air for 2 weeks, but we'll be back next week.
Priest!
Judas Priest lookalike right here. Have a good week, folks. See you next week.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.